Hello my fellow smug ones, I hope you're all okay. Well, have you been cooking the books, Gary? If so, that's a little bit naughty. Let's begin. Okay, my girlfriend has set me a challenge, and that is to reach 6,000 subscribers by the end of this month. I'm doing quite well so far, but if you fancy being a legend and helping me out, then please click that subscribe button. And if you also want to know the second I put a video online, then click that notification bell as well. Anyway, this story is from the Daily Express, and it says Gary Lineker embroiled in a £4.9 million tax battle with the HMRC over freelance earnings. Quite often nowadays, it seems like the rich end up paying no tax, while us poor people seem to cop the lot, don't we? Well, hopefully, if Gary Lineker is doing something dodgy, then he'll be caught out, won't he? The dispute has been ongoing for a year, according to the tax tribunal documents, which were published last month. HMRC claims it is owed £3,621,735.90 worth of income tax and £1,313,755.38 as national insurance contributions from Mr. Lineker. So they're very precise with their workings out. So I can't see how they've made a mistake at all if they've worked it out to the penny. This relates to the work he's performed as a pundit for the BBC and BBC Sport. Speaking to the Financial Times, John Holmes, Mr. Lineker's agent, defended his client's actions. Well, of course he would, wouldn't he? Because Mr. Lineker obviously pays him. He said it's a question of whether he is employed by the BBC or not. Most people, once they understand employment law, would say, of course he isn't. He works for many other people. And to be honest with you, it seems like some sort of freelance condition or maybe even a freelance loophole that quite a lot of them seem to get away with. But if that's the case, I can't really see how that's fair for the rest of us, because if let's say, for example, I get a job at Tesco's and then decide to get a second one at Asda, I'd be paying tax on both of my wages. Admittedly, the tax codes would probably be different. However, both of those companies would also be making some sort of contribution. But as I said, I'm no tax expert. HMRC is arguing Mr. Lineker is essentially a disguised employee. Well, if that's the case, he hasn't exactly done a great job, has he? I mean, he's all over the telly and a load of crisp packets. Anyway, their action covers work the presenter did for the BBC between 2013 to 14 and 2016 to 2017 tax years, and BT Sport for the 2015 to 2016 and 2017 to 2018 tax years. Mr. Lineker, a former England and Leicester City footballer, is currently the BBC's highest paid star. And yes, that's probably even after the pay cut he said he was going to take on Twitter, isn't it? The government has launched a crackdown on what it considers to be disguised employees. And hopefully then they'll start to tackle quite a lot of big companies who seem to always get away with paying hardly any tax over here at all. The IR35 legislation was brought in to target the practice. These are paid via limited companies, avoiding income tax, national insurance companies, and instead paying corporation taxes, which are often far lower. And I've got a feeling that explains why nearly every celebrity you see on TV nowadays has their own company, don't they? Mr. Lineker's company, Gary Lineker Media. Wow, that's very creative, Gary. That must have taken you literally ages to think of that name. Argues the work he did for them was not effective employment. But you were working there, weren't you, Gary? So I guess it could have been. The company was founded by Mr. Lineker along with Daniel Bucks, his former wife. Well, quite often nowadays it seems like the rich get richer and don't have to pay anything, whereas the poor get poor and somehow have to pay everything. So hopefully this is a step to making it a bit fairer and cutting out some of the loopholes that they may have. Anyway, let me know what you think. Here are some of my other videos for you to watch next. If you're a legend, click that like button down there. It really does help me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.